Alright, hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to give this disclaimer real quick. This is going to be a podcast video. Basically, I haven't done a podcast in a while. I've never started a podcast before. So if you guys can drop me some ideas down below, just do it. Just go comment down below, some ideas. I am going to be joined by Abby, my best friend. Say hi.
Hi.
That's Abby right there. You can go follow her on Instagram at the Middle Wheaton. I'll put the link in the description below. You can also go follow her on Snapchat. I'll put the link in the description below that as well. But anyways, let's get right into it. So today is going to be a motivational podcast. I've been wanting to do one of these for a long time, and basically I felt that Abby is the perfect person to do it with. I feel me and her are really motivational together, and we're probably the two most motivational people. I mean, we're very sweet, very kind, and I feel that we can bring a lot to the table in this first episode of this podcast. So let's get right into it. And the first thing I wanted to talk about, and this is something that I'm an advocate of, and that is bullying. Now, bullying, one of the major conflicts in the U.S. and all around the world. Bullying is actually the main cause, one of the main causes of suicide and many other bad factors in this world of ours. And we wanted to, put a stop to that basically. And there's kind of really no stop to bullying at all, but at least you can slow it down and you can prevent it from spreading everywhere. Abby, I wanted to ask you, what's your thoughts on bullying everywhere?
I think that it's honestly stupid and that people shouldn't be bullying other people because even if they're upset and they're going through some stuff, like that's no excuse for bullying. And if someone's bullying another person, then how does that do anything for our world? It
Yeah,
doesn't help anything. It doesn't stop anything.
I agree.
So,
Agree 100%. And really the main thing is you're not doing anything well. Like you're not gaining popularity. You're not gaining attention. You're basically just putting that person in a hole. Is what you're doing, and it's not a good thing to do that because there's a lot of kids in this world. That includes some kids, that are like us in a lot of ways. And basically, these kids are committing suicide. These kids, about 6, 7, 8 years old, and basically below that or above that, these kids are the future generation of the world. Okay, and we don't need bullying to have that because if more bullying happens, then these kids are just gonna think life's not good anymore, and basically they're just gonna commit suicide. And that's not what we need in this world
they're
because
just going to
yeah, and basically we don't need that
like
because these kids are going to commit suicide. And these are our future generation kids. These kids can change the world in every single way possible. They have the minds and they have the potential to do so.
And if there's bullying going around, then people are going to think bad about themselves and they're not going to have as much self-love as they're supposed to have and how much they have. So even if they don't commit suicide or anything, they're just going to give up and they're not going to push for what they want in their dreams and they're not going to be able to accomplish everything that our world needs in the future.
Yeah. And I've been in the same boat before too because I was bullied a lot in 4th and 5th grade. And of course that slowed down a little bit because, once you get into middle school, everyone starts to mature a little bit and they start to separate off into their own ways. But I still was getting bullied a little bit in 4th and 5th grade. 4th and 5th grade were my worst years ever. Those are the years that I wanted to just give up and I wanted to just be done with it. Like I was done with life, done with everything. And basically, more and more people started coming along and, my life turned around for the good. And now I'm probably as happy as I can be. And I don't sound like it sometimes because I'm having some bad days. But sometimes I feel like the greatest person in the world because of how the bullying has stopped and how nobody wants to make fun of me anymore. And I feel good about life now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of it is if you're being bullied or something, think of like yourself. Think of like why are they bullying you? And if you can't think of like an actual logical reason of why they are bullying you, then it's a lot of your parents say that, but like you're jealous. They're just jealous of you. And that's one of the main things is a lot of people are either jealous or they're upset or people just don't know how to handle stuff. So if you're going through a tough time and someone is being stupid and bullying you, then just keep pushing through it and you'll always find your group of people that you want to hang out with. You'll find your friends. You'll find people that will always be there for you. and you'll find the light at the end of the road sometime.
Yeah. And the bad thing is, it's not like the old days where if you were getting bullied by someone, it wasn't an automatic punch or hit or anything like that. Now, as the world has evolved, AI has started to develop, including phones, tablets, any sort of technology that you can use for social media, and people have been cyberbullying a lot, and that's one of the main causes of bullying that has been widespread over the years, especially with the inventions of new iPhones, new Android phones, new types of, since social media, has come out and since new phones have come out, if you can use anything for social media, you know that there's going to be at least one cyberbully, every couple seconds or so. That's at least what I think of this world. And basically, cyberbullying is terrible. Like, it shouldn't happen. People use social media as a way to connect with new other people, and they get to connect on their life. They get to post things about their life, and they get to post all this stuff that's going on in their life, this good stuff. And cyberbullying is what limits that. Like, cyberbullying is the main cause of people just wanting to just be done.
Yeah, and with cyberbullying and stuff, like, if while we're talking on this podcast, there's someone being bullied right now, someone ending their life right now because of bullying. And it's hard to think about, like, someone's taking their life because someone is texting them rude things, telling them to go kill themselves, and, like, it hurts them a lot, and now they're just gone, and it's difficult. And then when people are cyberbullying, they can make a fake account, so, like, you can have a friend or something, they made a fake account and is talking about you, all these rude things, and they go back to school, find out they're making that account and they're saying all that stuff to you because they are mean, then that's hard, and it's hard to figure out what to do after you lost a friend or something. And that's another thing, when people lose a friend, they get bullied a lot by that friend because they'll think, oh, it's your fault why we're not friends anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and start a bunch of rude lies about you, tell everyone that you did this, and to make everyone go against you. And that's the thing, like, it's hard when you go through that, but then after that all happens, you find who your real friends are. Whoever is there for you, to be there for you and comfort you through all of that, then those are your real friends, and those are the ones you want to keep in your life.
Yeah, and basically, I know major states and cities around the U.S. have upped these laws of cyberbullying and upped the penalty of cyberbullying and how it spreads everywhere around the U.S. and it spreads drastically. Think about it. The U.S. is one of the most economic countries, and it's the most economic country in the world right now. And basically, when you start putting money into devices, that can use social media, and you can do stuff on social media. And basically, once you invent more devices, more cyberbullying is going to happen because more I don't know what I'm saying. I'm getting nowhere with that. But basically, once more social media comes out, cyberbullying is just going to increase. And the worst thing about this is that when you cyberbully someone, or when you bully someone in general, you don't know what they're going through. Both of their parents could have died last night. Their grandparent could have died. Anyone could have died, or something else could have happened, like they had a terrible day that last day or something, that day before that you bullied them. And, people honestly need to think about that, because a lot of people don't know everyone else's huge struggles and what everyone else struggles through. You could have a problem in school. You might have a disability. And, people need to learn this stuff, before they start attacking people. We need... as a society, we need to come together and we need to learn, what people are going through. Because if we don't learn what people are going through, then cyberbullying and bullying is just going to happen even more.
Yeah.
Man, bullying, it's terrible. I mean, and a lot of people don't like it. Parents are losing their kids every single day to suicide, and suicide rates have gone up over the past couple of years because of bullying.
Yeah. And, like, some people think when they go and they... Shut up. up, Kimber. They go onto like a famous person's video or something, like TikTok. That's a really big platform right now to be able to go on and like just express how they are with things. That's the type of app it's supposed to be. And if you go and comment like a hate comment on someone's video, you don't know how much damage that's doing. And if you are doing that constantly and you're just hating on a person for trying to have a good time, then that's bullying, and you're tearing them down. You're making them wanting to stop being who they want to be. And if you're doing that on a daily basis with like anyone or anything on any app or in person, then you're causing a lot of damage, and it hurts that person, and they do a lot of damage to the world and our society.
That's true. Very true. Before we get into the next topic, guys, I wanted to take this time to talk about something that's dear to my heart. And basically, what I'm about to talk about right now is something very serious, and this is going to be, a carryover into the next topic. And basically, it has to do, sort of with bullying, and it has to do with being nice. So, in about last year, about a month ago and last year and a month, I was bored on Instagram one day. It was January 22nd, 2019. And I was bored on Instagram one day, and I was just scrolling through, and I had this image in my head of, maybe I want to do a paragraph. I want to do something, nice to support everyone else. And I want to make someone else's day better. So I did it, and we got a bunch of love on it, and I decided to do more of it, and I still continue it to this day. And basically, I wanted to tell that to you guys, just in case, you want to do it, because I feel that paragraphs and appreciation posts are the best way, to bring people up. And that leads me into this next topic of being nice, spreading positivity around the world. Basically, paragraphs, appreciation posts are the nicest way to do that, and that is the way that we can utilize social media to its best, by being nice to everyone else on it.
And those small acts of kindness like that, like Parker's like one person on Instagram that I know who makes those paragraphs, and he will just make an Instagram video or go live, and he'll just talk about a person. And he's one person that on Instagram that I know, but those like little deeds on here, and I've gotten them before too. And I know I'm going through like the toughest times before, and then I go and I read that, and I realize that someone does care about me. It like brightens my whole mood and makes my day better. So that small little deed that he did made my day better. So if you do that and you just are like, hey, yeah, I'm your friend, or like, I care about you, or this is what you mean to me, or this is why I like hanging out with you, then you have no idea how far that can go with someone.
Yeah, and basically, I want to do that for everyone, because I don't want to leave anyone in the dust. And a thing that I have on my mind, I just had a friend who just recently got convicted. He got sent to jail. Well, is about to get sent to jail. And basically, I felt really bad for him. And he was my best friend growing up for I'd say about 2 or 3 years. And basically, he got thrown in jail, or was about to get thrown in jail because of many things. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to explain, his personal life. And I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not that guy and I don't want to do that. But he was my my dear best friend. I always hung out with him. I always talked with him about stuff, and we talked about our futures a lot, and our differences, and we always talked about our differences. We always talked about a lot of stuff, and what we were gonna do, when we got older, and if we were gonna attend college or not. We always talked about these small things, and we always agreed on each other's points. And once he got the news, that he had committed a crime, he was going to be, thrown in jail, I just broke down. Like, I was so sad in life, and like, he's my best friend, and I wanted to bail him out, but I had the thing in my mind, which should I or should I not? Like, I want to do it, but I feel if I do it, people are going to look at me weird, and people are not going to want to be my friend anymore. And basically, this leads me into what I'm about to say. Don't be afraid. Like, if you see someone that's sad or something, like, and you want to go up to them, go up to them. Like, nothing will prevent you from doing that. It doesn't matter, if someone else tells you, if your brain's telling you, if someone else is telling you, don't do that, don't do that. They're just gonna not accept you. Just go over to them and try to help them. A lot of people have disobeyed my regards for help, and basically, I still want to help them. Even though I may be pestering them at the time, which isn't a good thing to do, I still want to help them. And I feel that, helping people and making people happier is the one thing that we all need to do in this world. Taking about 15 minutes out of their day to go on social media or just to go up to someone and, tell them how great they are of a person and that you're glad to be their friend and that you're glad that they are your friend.
Yeah. One thing, though, like, we all need to be nice in this world, but one thing we have to realize is there's a point where we're being too nice. Like, I went through a really dark phase of my life, and it wasn't too long ago, but I finally got out of it. But I was just being too nice to people, and I was giving people the benefit of the doubt, even if they hurt me really bad. So if someone you keep giving them chances and chances, and they're still hurting you, and they're still doing stuff, and if you see them, like, being sad one day or something, that's okay to, like, go up to them and ask what's wrong. But don't try and, like, keep having that toxic person in your life, because that's just being too nice, and that's putting yourself down, because being nice can make you happy, but being too nice can make you really sad and depressed, and you don't want that. And it's tough to try and get out of, but it feels a lot better once you're out of it.
Yeah, and Abby brought up a good point there. When someone's being mean to you, over and over again, and they don't want to be your friend anymore, and you still want to go after them, stop going after them and stop giving them chances. If they're just being mean to you and you don't want them in your life anymore, then get them out of your life. Stop having them in your life still, because they're just going to keep pestering you with all these bad comments and bad things. They're just going to keep pestering you with negativeness. And basically, I've seen this a lot of people trying to regain their friends' trust back. And it's the wrong thing to do when you're in that situation. It's the wrong thing to do. There's a lot of other people in this world. In fact, there's 7.5 billion people in this world to make friends with. And a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people just think there's a limited amount of people to make friends with. There's a lot of people in your school. It doesn't matter if they're a grade below you or a grade above you or grade below you. It doesn't matter if they're 4 grades. They could be a senior. You could be a 5th grader and they could be a senior, and you could still be friends with them. Like, you have the opportunity to be friends with anyone in this world. And basically, if you're just going to keep trying to go after the same people over and over again, just stop doing that, because good and well that that's not going to work at all. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is, getting new friends is a good thing to do, and trying to go after old friends and trying to regain their trust back is not a good thing to do, because you're just wasting your time.
Yeah. And if you are trying to make new friends and stuff, don't try and limit it to just, like, your gender. Like, I'm a girl, and I don't try and just make friends with other girls. Like, I like being friends with the opposite sex, but so, like, you gotta venture out and, like, make a bunch of friends. And when you keep going back to that same person, it's really hard to, like, regain all your trust back. And if you do cut them out of your life and you don't want them in your life anymore, that isn't an excuse to, like, be mean to them. Like, you still have to be nice to them and, like, greet them in the hallway and, like, don't act like a total jerk. But you are allowed to not like someone, and you are allowed to not want someone in your life, because that's not being rude. If you tell that person, I don't want you in my life, you've hurt me too much, that's not being mean. That's just trying to help yourself. Sometimes you do have to put yourself before others, and you can't be mad hurt if someone gets mad at you for that and starts, like, bullying you for it, because it's something to make your life better.
And basically, she brought up another good point there. Putting others ahead of yourself. This is a big problem that I have. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, to put others in front of you, to help everyone out, and to put everyone in front of line, to put yourself in the back of the line and keep pushing everyone forward. That's not a bad thing to have. But when you do it too much, like she said, that's a thing that can cause you to get sad and depressed. And I honestly have a problem with that. This is the main factor of my depression and anxiety is, being nice to everyone and not helping myself out. And I really, I'm really afraid of that. Afraid of doing that, because I feel that, helping myself out is going to get me nowhere, and I want everyone else to be happy. And the problem is, when you try to get everyone else to be happy, you're not happy yourself, because you're not helping yourself out. So basically, a lot of people in this world don't understand that. So basically, you can help yourself. You can still push everyone in front of you. That's a good thing to do if you're a loyal friend and you're trying to help everyone else out. That's good. But I would also, try to help yourself out. Like if you're going through a good time, listen to some music or something. Go on Spotify or go on YouTube or just anywhere and, put on some relaxing music or your jam or whatever you want. And basically, just help yourself out and just write down or something. Like me, right now, I'm trying to start kind of like a diary right now online of, what's been going on in my life and, what I think the good things are that happened. Like if something good happened today, I write about it. If something bad happened today, I'm going to write about it and I'm going to explain, what I can do to make today or make tomorrow better than it was today. And basically, a lot of people need to do that. I feel a lot of people can do that a lot because it helps them explain themselves and it helps them it helps them gain a lot more friends because people see what they're going through. Like if they're going through something bad, if they're going through something good, like for real, if someone's going through something good, people are gonna look at that and say, I want to be their friend. Like this is a person I could be good friends with. And basically that's the best way to do that. A journal or a diary online, like Google Blog or something, is basically the best way to explain yourself and to get a lot more friends.
Yeah, I used to journal a lot, and I still have some of my journals, I'm pretty sure, and I just wrote down everything that happened, and I wrote down how I felt and stuff, and then I'd always, read back through it, and one thing I kept realizing is that I was always writing about something that bad happened, and I was always writing, just something sad, or, that I was upset that whole day. And if you do decide to journal and stuff, you need to make sure that you're writing about both things, because when I kept writing about all the bad things that happened, I went through a really dark time and I wanted to get out of it and I didn't know how until I read through my journals and I was like, I'm just writing about things bad happening. And I decided to write about all the good things that are happening through my day. So 5 good things and then 1 bad thing. And so the good would always overpower the bad, and that's what's been getting me through, and I'm a million times happier than what I used to be, and it helps so much.
Yes, it does. Let's go into the next topic that I wanted to talk about. We're at 22 minutes right now on the video. I said to some people on Snap or something, I said to Abby this might be an hour, but we're going to cut it short because we've been talking about a lot of good things, and so I'm probably just going to make it 30 or 35 minutes or something, and this topic is going to basically end off the podcast, and this is basically, oh God, what was the topic? Oh no, I forgot. Well, I wanna give you the spotlight a little bit because I feel I've explained my important 2 topics right now. So I wanted you to talk about something that you have a problem with in this world. Basically, what's a problem that you think that other people have in this world?
That's really difficult. I feel like there's a lot of problems, but it does all start with an individual, with your family or something. I hear a bunch of people, they come to school and they start complaining about their family or something. And that's okay to some extent. But I talk about how crappy my dad is all the time. And I talk about how I don't like him. But I don't really know how to explain this. It's very hard. But if you're coming to school every day and you're oh my God, I hate my life, I hate my family and all this stuff, that's not okay. Your family is going to be the one there for you always. And I've seen what happens if you let your family go away. I have an aunt, she decided to disconnect herself from the family and now she's not living the best of life. But you'll lose, your friends will come and go, but your family will always be there. And when you're coming to school saying how much your family sucks, it hurts a lot because people are going through a lot. Some people don't even have a family and they're happy with the people they got. So when you're saying, oh, my life is terrible right now because my sister did this or my mom said that, and you're just wanting to kill yourself because of it or saying that kind of stuff, that's not okay. Your family is, you gotta love your mom. She birthed you. You gotta love your dad. And no matter how much she did to you, you gotta still care for them. Maybe not love them, but care for them. And you can't say make you want to like die or something, because they are the ones that will be there no matter what.
Yes, and I agree with that 100%. Your family are the first people you come to when you're down, and your family are the first people that lift you up, and your family are the first people that love you. It's family first always. And this is really important to me, family first. And basically, family first is what I'm saying of, or what I'm trying to say, which is your family is always going to be there for you. You may not like them. Like Abby said, you may not like your family at all. You may think they're just a bunch of D-heads and
Hooligans.
and a bunch of sucky people, but your family is the people that care for you. And they're the ones that you should always come to when you have a problem in life, because they're going to be the first ones to help you out. Like, for example, I don't like my family too much, and me and my dad constantly get in a bruise all the time, and we constantly argue with each other, and I argue with my mom a lot, and times aren't too good for me and my family, and we're going through a bunch of medical problems and health problems and all this other stuff in life that is constantly plaguing my family every single day, not being able to do this or do that, but we still do this stuff, and we still love each other. We still stick with each other. We're a family. We don't let each other go. We're basically like a full, humble family. From my grandparents, to my mom, to my dad, to everywhere in my family. We're basically a full, humble family. We're never going to leave each other. We'll always stick with each other. If something happens, we're always going to be there for each other. If we're down, we're always going to be there for each other. And basically, if something good happens, we're all going to celebrate together. And that's the one thing that, every family needs to have. Because basically, you could lose a part of your family, any single day. It's bad. And every single day, someone loses their mom, their dad, their grandfather, their grandmother, or just anyone else in their family, their aunt, their uncle. They lose someone in their family. There's something else like, I don't know, but they just lose them to something. And basically, and it's a tough grievance, to let go, and it's a grudge that a lot of people hold. But basically, we all need to stick with each other as family, because everyone in the world is basically one big family. And I'm not joking. Everyone in the world is one big family.
Okay. It really is. And one thing you have to think about is, like, sure, if you, like, let's say your parents divorced or something, then of course, there's always that one side that you're like, oh, I like my mom's side more, oh, I like my dad's side more, but you love them both equally unless something happens. Stop talking, Kimber. Unless something happens or something, and, but, like, you kind of choose your family. Like, blood, or, like, scientifically, your family's your family. Like, this is who your bloodline is and all that stuff. But let's say your family's rough, like Parker. Like, his family is rough and stuff, and he doesn't get along with them, but they also care about each other. But let's say, like, for me, my dad and I are rough. Like, me and him, I don't love him. He's hurt me so much that he put me in depression and everything. But, like, I say that he isn't part of my family because of the fact of how much he hurt me. But technically he is part of my family because he's my dad. But, like, so I say, like, he's not my dad. Like, he's just a guy who made me. And it's rude, but, it makes me feel better. And then his, like, parents and his brothers are my family because I love them. Like, you choose who you want in your life. And sure, they might be, like, a part of your family, but, like, if you don't want them in your life, then you don't have me in your life. Like, if they are hurting you, then fix that. Try and fix the relationship and everything. And if you're, like, saying, like, oh my god, my mom wouldn't let me go to my friend's house. I hate her so much. I want to die. That's stupid. It's a stupid reason to be mad, but, like, that does happen, and people, they should just love their family.
Yes,
Unless they
100%.
hurt you really bad. I'm like, you don't need to. But, like, you get to choose your family. Like, I have a dance family. Okay? So I'm a dancer, so I get my dance family. And then I have my mom's side family. I have my dad's side family, just not my dad. And then I have my stepdad's family. Freaking love them. They're the bomb. But you choose your family. You don't get to, like... You know? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's confusing.
It does. And basically, the thing, you know, I've never had to deal with divorce. I've never had to deal with any of that type of stuff. And basically, divorce is what leads to a lot of sadness, you know, spreading around your family, because honestly, you lose a key piece. Like, if your mom and dad divorced because your mom wanted to, and your dad was a really good person, you know, you tend to lose him. And basically, you're not the same as two parents. And basically, choosing sides of who you want to go to is, you know, a tough thing to do, because honestly, if I was in this situation, I'd feel like I'd be putting someone down and I'd be making someone else happy. And if I chose the other side, I'd be doing the same thing, making someone happy and making someone sad. And, you know, it just doesn't go together. And that's the main thing. Like, if my mom and dad were to divorce today, I would have a tough time with it, and, you know, I wouldn't be able to cope with it at all. And basically, just overall, divorce is not the best way to go. You know, it brings a lot of sadness to a lot of people. You know, you don't get to see your parents at home regularly. You don't get to see, you know, your mom and dad in the same house, and they don't talk at all. And, you know, you just want them to be back together. Like, I'm sure, if Abby felt like good about her dad or something, and, you know, her mom is a good person, which she is, she would want both of them, you know, back together. And basically, you know, and that's one thing I think that a lot of people, you know, feel bad about, because, and a lot of people want their parents back together, although it's probably never going to happen. People want it to happen.
And that's one of the things, for me, it was so hard to cope with my parents' divorce. And people would come to school, like, I'm so petty, but this is going to sound petty. But people would come to school complaining and stuff, and their parents are still together. And they're saying that their parents wanted them to stay home so they can have a family night, but they weren't happy about that because they wanted to go hang out with a friend. That's really stupid. Like, when my parents divorced, I literally stayed home from school a day because I didn't know how to, like, react. Because I knew my parents were drifting apart because my mom wasn't home as much as she used to be. And that's when my dad actually had to start being a dad, which didn't end well. But I didn't know how to cope with it, and no one really did. And then stuff goes around. We start going, like, week on, week off. So I'd go to my mom's for a week, dad's for a week. And then you kind of realize, like, first you're sad and you're like, I just want them back together. But then you realize that it's so much better without them in your life. Like, both at the same time, because it's not as much, like, bickering and stuff. Like, they divorced for a reason. And it's made my life so much better. Like, it made me go through a dark phase, but then after, it's all, like, they found the people they want to be with, stuff went down, stuff happens for a reason. It all just kind of clears up at one point. And now I'm happy here. At my mommy's.
Yes, I agree. And that's going to mark the end of the podcast. Abby, thanks for hopping on the first podcast with me. I really enjoyed it. I feel this is something, you know, that we can embark on in the future. And just overall, I really enjoyed the podcast. So thank you for hopping on with me. I really enjoyed it. And have a good day, and I'll see you later today.
I'll see you later.
See ya. Alright guys, so that is going to be the end of the podcast. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to comment down below, you know, what things I should change, what things I should talk about in the next podcast. If you want to go follow Abby on Instagram and Snapchat, the links will be in the description below. And I hope you guys have a God-blessed Saturday. God bless y'all, and peace out. I will see you guys later.